Hi, David Taub here from nextlevelguitar.com. How you doing? Hope all is well, and I hope your guitar journeys are going great. What I thought I'd do today is show you a little bit of spice that you can add to your minor pentatonic and blues scales, kind of in the vein of a Santana lick. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be playing this, minor pentatonic and blues scale. We'll do it in the key of B. So the notes, we'll just do the box shape, and I'll show you that what we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding a scale degree. We're going to be adding an extra note for color. We're going to be adding the ninth to the scale. It's a great note to add, and it works whenever you're using pretty much minor pentatonic and blues. This note is also in the Aeolian and the Dorian modes, so it works really nice, and it adds a lot of color. So if you're in B minor pentatonic and blues, we'll just use an example. My first finger, and I'll give you a tight shot of this in a minute. We'll roll the camera in for a tight shot. So you're playing this box shape. So you're playing the B note at the 7th fret of the low E string, and then you're playing that D note at the 10th fret. Then you're playing on the A string using your first finger. You're playing that 7th fret, the E note. Then the blue note, which is the F note on the 8th fret of the A string, and then the F sharp, which is your 5th, and that's on the 9th fret of the A string. And then you're back to the, and then your A note, which is at the 7th fret of the D string. So you have root, flat 3rd, 4th, flat 5, your blue note, 5, and flat 7. And then you're back to the 1s. And use all 4 fingers. Don't use your 3rd finger and try to push over. You want to use all 4. Why eliminate 1/4 of your arsenal of destruction? These 4 fingers, by not using it, use all 4. So you have that basic box shape. Okay? And that's your minor pentatonic box, and you want to learn that all over the neck, and we'll teach you that on our website. But for now, let's get into that, adding that note. The note we're going to add is the 9th, or we're playing this in the key of B, so we're going to be adding the 9th, which is the C sharp. And that is a very cool note to add whenever you're using that minor pentatonic scale. So don't just use this just for this example, blast this across all your playing. So the fingering now on that high E string, instead of that 1-4 combination fingering, you're going to go 1-3-4. So it gives you that extra little note, and that's a great note to use. You could slide from that 9th with your 3rd finger to the flat 3rd, or from the 9th to the 10th fret, and on the root. Or you could bend a half-step bend from that 9th, or from that 9th fret to the 10th fret. Make sure when you bend, you're hitting the pitch. We're bending that 9th fret to a half a step to the 10th. So you want to throw that in. And but a lick that's a cool lick, that kind of very Santana-esque, is this lick. You'll hear him do that all the time, right? And it's a cool lick to throw in, and it's a pull-off lick. So what I'm doing is, and I'll give you a tight shot of this too, is you're going to take all 3 fingers and put the first finger on the 7th fret of the high E string, the 3rd finger on the 9th fret, the pinky on the 10th fret. And then you're going to keep them down, and then you're going to pick the high E string, sounding that D note at the 10th fret. Then pull off to the 9th, pull off to the 7th. And when you pull off down. You're pulling the notes down, and that's what helps really strong. So you want to hear all 3. That's 1 pick, pull, pull. So I'm picking once, and I'm sounding 3 notes. And what you want to do is leave for the lick your first finger down the whole time, and when you go to put your fingers back, like after you play the lick once, and you got to get your fingers back, I get my 3rd and 4th fingers back at the same time. Boom, boom. See, they're back. I don't try to get one back then the other, because it's got to do it quick. So pick, pull, pull, back, pick, pull, pull. So it's pick, pull, pull, back, pick, pull, pull. And then you just work up the speed. And then what you could do when you get good at that is start to vary the lick a little bit. Pick on that 7th fret, hammer and pull on the 9th on that 9th fret, pulling up to the 7th, pick, pick again on that 7th, hammer to the 10th with the pinky, pull. Or do it without picking it and do it with all hammers. Just the first pick. Using that 9th. Work up the speed. So there's so many little combinations you could do just with that 9th. 7th fret high E string, then 3rd finger on the 9th fret high E string on a C sharp, that 9th, and then your pinky on that flat 3rd, that 10th fret or that D note on the high E string. And then what you want to do is strike the high E string, the 10th fret, and then pull off with your 3rd finger and 1st finger. So you get so it's one pick. I'm picking the high E string and I'm sounding out the 10th fret, then I'm pulling that off to the 9th fret, pull off to the 7th fret. He does those licks all over the place. That's a very common lick of his where he'll pull off that 9th. And you could do it in some instances also on the B string. But it's a really cool lick. Now with that 9th again, you want to do those slides. And you want to also bend from the 9th or from that 9th fret to the 10th fret, just that half step. Check to make sure you're in pitch. So bending that note is nice. And throw that in there. There I'm picking it. But you could do the pull-offs. Now this isn't really a Santana lick, but it's fun. Is we're going to tap those notes with our right hand. So if we take that lick again with our 3 fingers on the high E string at the 7th, 9th, and 10th fret, and we've been pulling them off while picking, right? Now we're going to add some tap notes and get this really cool sound. The next notes in the scale, and you have that 12th fret, the E, the F at the 13th fret, the F sharp at the 14th fret, and the A at the 17th fret. So what I want to do is, what you could do is you could tap that notes as you're pulling off, and you get this sound. Sounds really cool. So I'm tapping using my middle finger. Some people use their first finger to tap, but I like keep holding the pick. So I use my middle finger, and all I'm doing is I'm pressing down, tapping the 12th fret, then pulling it off to that 10th fret, pulling that off to the 9th, pulling off to the 7th. Kind of what we were doing before, but now I'm just tapping it instead of picking it. It'll sound like this. Tap, pull, pull, pull. Tap, pull, pull, pull. Now notice my first finger stays down the whole time, and when I go to put my left hand fingers back on the fretboard, I move 3rd and 4th fingers together because they got to be pulled off in order. So you get this. And then just go right up the scale. Remember we have E, F, F sharp, and A. So it'll sound like this. And then you can mix them up. Which is a very cool thing to add. There's all kinds of licks you can get at it just with these 3 notes right here, and then the A note. So I hope you like that little technique of adding 9th. Just don't use it when you play this particular lick, but blast it across all your playing. Try it when you're using that minor pentatonic and blues scale. It works, especially in minor key. It sounds really, really good. Or over blues progressions, 1-4-5s, and major key swings and shuffles and stuff like that. It sounds great. It's a great note to add color. And it really gives you that kind of Santana-esque vibe, but many people use it. It's pretty common. But if you really like the Santana thing, we have a 2-hour song DVD. All our popular songs that we teach on DVD, we buy the publishing rights for. And we have actually a DVD for Black Magic Woman, where we cover the whole song, the whole Santana song from beginning to end. You learn the intros, you learn the verses, the choruses, the killer guitar solo, everything, and we break it down on our song DVDs and teach it to you in, digestible parts, and we go over, all kinds of tips and techniques along the way. So it's really great. And if you are interested in that DVD or any of our other DVDs, click the link right here in the text box. I'll put the link for the Santana DVD, and I'll put another link in there. We're having a special now. You can buy any 5 or more DVDs for $9 each. That's a really good deal. They're normally $24 each. So you can get them for $9 each. So click that link there and check them out. You might like it, It might be for you. If not, that's cool. You can still tune into our free YouTube videos, and we'll keep cranking them out. But thanks for joining us. I'm David Taub. Visit our website at nextlevelguitar.com, and we will see you soon. Take care.